Hey guys, I thought I'd do a little stream today regarding some of the best cemetery visits I've been to. Going to give you some idea what they are. I can't remember the actual names of them, but I'll tell you a little bit about some of the ones I've been to and found very interesting to go to. I didn't really want to mention this one, but Highgate's a pretty interesting cemetery. Hi, Charmy, Pearl, Jessica, Hillbilly. I'm not going to say hello to everyone because otherwise I'm going to miss track of what I'm talking about. So the best cemeteries I've been to, which I hope to pay a visit to again sometime in the future. But this one I will not pay a visit to because I had some shit follow me home from there. Highgate Cemetery. Went there once, about 3 years ago. Interesting. You got like the big main one. In across the way, you've got another one. And I went to both. The big main one, where all the main big gates are, is the one where you can get a tour around. And I went and done a tour on there. Cost about 15 quid, I think. 10, 15 quid, something like that. And I took my camera. Well, I had 2 cameras with me at the time, so I didn't have no camcorders or nothing like that. I just 2 cameras. One I was taking photos with, and one which I took video with. And the tour guide was actually telling us about, you know, how old the cemetery is, you know, hundreds of years old. And he stayed that night in the, well, before the Victorian times. People used to go and buy, like, you know, when someone died, the family would go and buy a plot. Either buy it or rent it. They'd either buy it or rent a coffin as well. And they would bury the person and then pay the undertakers and all that kind of stuff for their coffin and the plot of ground. And within 2 to 4 weeks, that plot would be dug up. The body would be pulled out, thrown in the pit, would you believe? The pit, yes. With hundreds of other bodies. And a coffin would be reused. All right. And where we was walking down the Scopely pathway, tour guide reckons that there's hundreds and hundreds of bodies underneath this like long pathway, which had no names, nothing on it, because when the people were buried, and if they were like buried with a headstone, maybe they might keep the plot. I don't know. It depends on how much money they've made out of it. But most of the bodies were actually pulled out, thrown in the pits, and that plot was resold or re-rented, and the coffin would also be either resold or re-rented. And along this pathway, there's meant to be hundreds of thousands of bodies. And I was just like walking around with my 2 cameras, one videoing, one camera, like taking normal shots. Now the tour guide said no videos are allowed. But I knew that one of the other guys was taking video because I saw him, so I thought, well, he's doing it, I'm fucking going to do it. Now, I was just randomly, like, you know, panning the camera around, one which was videoing, and taking normal snapshots on the other one. And I didn't know until I got home, I actually caught this white figure up in the back, way back on, like, this hillside. And it kind of comes out from a grave, walks along, walks behind another grave, and it doesn't come out the other side. It's pure white. Now, apparently that might have been the lady in white, because apparently there's been a lot of sightings of a lady in white there. So did I catch a lady in white? I don't know. But it's a very nice, you know, cemetery. Very, very old stones in there. There's some real big, you know, crypts in there. Now, apparently the white lady, I can't remember what her name was, she had this crypt built for her. And it's like, cost in them days probably about, I would like to say, thousands of pounds, put it that way, in them days. And thousands of pounds was a lot of money. But when we was going past it, we couldn't go in there because it's been renovated. And he said, you know, the renovation that's going to be done in there is going to cost like 1.5 million or something like that. And the crypt nowadays is worth well over 5 million. And, you know, it's still owned by the ancestries of the family. and it looked like quite a nice big crypt actually. And I think what happens is that every family member that dies in the family goes in that crypt. So they must have a lot of money to have it renovated. 1.5 mil. That was about 3 years ago. So that was a nice cemetery. I went both sides. If you haven't seen the videos, all you got to do is check on the video and just do a Highgate. You'll probably find it. But I won't go there again because I felt like I've pulled something back. There was a spirit called Stuart, who seemed like a nice person to talk to, but he later brought his brother over, and this was when I was in temporary accommodation, and he was demanding, oh, you want to talk to me? You got to spell out fear goes fear, 100 times before he'll even answer one question. I thought, fuck that, and I even believe that they stole a camcorder. So I won't talk to anyone from Highgate anymore. I've banned them. The other one, the first ever cemetery I visited was down at near St George's Hospital in Collierswood, and my first ever capture of Saint Spiritual was a saint in the background, like a black figure of a person. And when I bought it, I didn't know until I got home and reviewed the pictures. And when I did actually review them, I saw this black image. I zoomed it up, and it was definitely like an image of a man dressed on all black hat, everything, And I uploaded on Facebook, and someone said that was a it looked like in Victorian days, early Victorian days, they used to have like guards who used to walk around the cemetery to make sure no one would break in and steal from the headstones or dig bodies up or anything like that. Because what you got there is like an old-fashioned kind of like security guard kind of thing, wearing a long black cloak, black hat, bit like a cowboy hat, like the Undertaker, the wrestler, a hat like that. And that's the first ever like proper picture I actually caught. I've been there quite a few times. I will go there again because I think I don't know if it was the first time or second time I was there. I was doing an EVP with my Nokia. No, I think it's the second or third time actually. I went down on my bike, and I was just doing an EVP, and I didn't realise until I get home that on the review I heard a little boy's voice saying, "Like your bike." And that is like outstanding, a little boy saying, "I like your bike," kind of thing, crazy. So I went back down there, and I had a rough idea where I'd done that EVP, and I asked who the little boy was, and I did get a name, but I didn't know until I got back home and reviewed it again. And when I heard the name, I'd go back, and I looked all the way around the cemetery, well, the part where I caught the EVP, and no more than probably about 30 feet away from me, little boy headstone with that particular boy's name on it. So I started going back down and leaving toys and stuff for him and for other kids. So that was a pretty interesting one, because the other interesting thing that happened to me was while I was in there one day. I didn't have no jacket on, and I was just like wearing a t-shirt and a cardigan or a jumper or something. Yeah, it started to rain. Now I think it was like fall, autumn, where there's no leaves on the trees whatsoever. And it started to rain, so I went under this tree. I thought, well, this ain't going to help me. But I stood under there, and would you believe not one bit of raindrop hit me? And it was pouring down the rain. Not one bit. And the weirdest thing is, like, you could see all outside the ring of the tree. It was like dark, where the clouds were, pouring down. You could actually see the rain pouring down, but it was actually standing under the tree. Kind of like it was brighter. Don't know why, it kind of seemed really weird. And I didn't get one little bit wet. And when it stopped raining, I thought, why did I get wet? This is kind of crazy. So maybe God shined his light down on me, or some spirit shine some kind of like protective light on me, save me getting wet and getting pneumonia. So that's kind of crazy. Not far from there, it's actually on Garrett Lane, Southern one. which is still in Collingswood. There's two big cemeteries in Collingswood. Well, Tooting actually. The one which I was just talking about is in Collingswood, but just down the road, Tooting, which is about a mile away, there's another one on Garrett Lane. It's not that old, probably about 100 years or so, but there's a very big long crypt at the bottom, and I didn't realise until I was walking around, and I thought, well, I'll give it about another 10 minutes, I'm going to go. And I saw this crypt, and I just started taking random photos, and when I got home and I reviewed them, where this big crypt was down at the bottom, I actually saw, like, it looked like 5, maybe 6 spirit people, because there weren't no other people there. And that was quite an amazing photo, because like you can see one actually person kneeling down, actually at a headstone, as if they're praying. There's like one kind of like peeking behind a tree. You got one on one side of the crypt and another person on the other side of the crypt, and then a little bit further up, coming towards me, kind of thing, but way over to the left, there was another image of a person, and I believe those were all spirit person, because there was no one else there in that cemetery. So that was a crazy one. There's a place not far from me. I can't remember the cemeteries actually. I will look them up and do an update on that one, on the cemeteries actually. But there was one not far from me, and it's only a small cemetery, but at the back there's this kind of building. It's white and blue. And the first time I went there, I was just taking random photos, like kind of thing. And I didn't think I was going to get anything on them, because it's just a building at the back of the cemetery. And when I came home, I was getting like all these fucking like faces and weird apparitions in the window itself, the windows of the building. And I thought, whoa, that's crazy. And I've actually got all these photos still somewhere, especially on my Facebook anyway. Oh, whoa, crazy, man. Fucking. And there's one, looks like a real big, fat-faced boy, kind of looking out the window. He's got short hair, you can see his fringe, you can see his eyes, his nose, mouth, everything, And then, I don't know if it's on the same photo or another one, but there's this woman. It looks like she's from the 40s. She's got like a kind of it's like an old oval face, but her cheeks look like puffed in. And she's got one of those kind of like 40s hairstyle, like done up in a bun kind of thing. Well, not an actual bun, but, kind of stuck up the way they used to do it in the 40s with the old hairnet kind of thing. And you could see, like, the weirdest thing was, although the image was like just normal black and white, you could see red on the lipstick, which was really weird. I thought, whoa, that's fucking crazy, man. And you could see the body, and I don't know if she's naked or she's wearing something, but it looks like she had long saggy boobs, kind of thing. I thought, she was trying to like flirt herself at me, kind of thing. I thought, well, this is crazy. So I went back another time, and I took some more photos, but this time I didn't get as many on there, which was kind of strange. Or maybe the first time, that's just happy for me to be there taking photos. Second time, they may know already on there, and I just couldn't be bothered to come out because it was, bad weather as well. And, I took a few more photos, but I didn't get that many. I caught a few, but not many. But I went closer to the wall, and I looked in the actual window, and it looked like it might have been something for like a creche or a playground, like thing for young kids, like, babies, from babies up to like 6, 7 years old. And the weirdest thing is that the play area in the building was quite low down. And then looking up, there was another level further up, but there wasn't nothing in the middle. And most of the apparitions I caught were in the middle. So maybe in the olden days, there might have been a second floor. So it might have been first, second, third. And now it's like first, second, to the middle floor probably been taken away. But that was crazy, because I thought, how the hell can I get these photos of these apparitions when there's no middle floor kind of thing? Well, they say apparitions can float around anyway. So that was unusual. What else is there? They're the best ones so far. There's a couple down near Malden, which is on the border. You've got one there. You walk up the road, and just as you get to the second one, you're crossing like a borderline, and then there's another one there. Well, I went to the first one, and I had like a load of device on me. I had K2 meters, EM pumps, fucking radios and stuff like that, EVP recorders, everything. And I was doing an EVP recording there and the ghost box. And I just turned the ghost box off, and someone goes, "Wait, what are you up to?" And I turned around, fucking 2 police officers on a bike. I thought, oh, here we go. And I asked what I was doing. I just said, oh, I'm paranormal investigating. I'm just like trying to do a little bit of research, see if I can get any like spiritual voices on my recording and all that kind of stuff. I said, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not causing no harm. So why is that? And he goes, well, we've got a complaint that, someone's seen you walking around with weird devices, and they're just wondering what the hell they were. So I showed them what they were. And one police officer was quite good, actually, because he actually believes in the paranormal. And the other one doesn't, he's very skeptical. He goes, no, I don't believe in them. And if I saw something, I'd probably think it's my imagination playing tricks. But the other police officer was really kind of interested in what I was doing. And he goes, what's the radio for anyway? I said, oh, well, it's been modified to scan radio frequencies at a faster rate. So it's not stopping at every station. Every station it picks up, it goes past. And what's able to happen is that spirits are able to manipulate the radio waves and use those broken up words to communicate with us. And he goes, oh, that's interesting. He goes, we'll put it on for us, would you? And I said, yeah, sure. And I put it on. And he found it really interesting. And he did spit out a few words, actually. And, he's kind of amazed. He asked what other equipment I was using, like K2 meter. I said that picks up like EMF energies. Spirits are supposed to give off a certain EMF which manipulates the K2 meter going off. And he actually went off once or twice. And he goes, well, did you say that? I said, yeah, maybe there's a ghost around here. And like the other guy, the other police officer going, yeah. And the other guy, is just like, yeah, fascinating, man. And he said, well, what we're going to do is, we can't say there's nothing wrong with you, We haven't got no complaint that you're doing anything, kind of like dicey or suspicious. But what we'll have to do is go back to the main office and let them know what you're doing. And if they want you to leave, we'll have to come back and let you know. But if we don't come back, then okay. So I said, okay, fair enough. And I said, look, I'll probably be packing up soon anyway. I was like, you don't have to pack up because we're here, we just go back to the office, and if they say you need to pack up, we'll come and tell you. So I said, all right, then I'll wait until you come back. About 15 minutes went past, and they came back. So it must have thought, well, it's okay for me to be there. So that's a pretty interesting, cemetery. I've been there twice, I think it was. I'd like to go there again, but going to have to be a bit careful. I'm going to have to wait until I get to that little kind of shelter building thing before I get my equipment out. So I don't want people wondering what I'm doing again, kind of thing. And having the police called on my ass again. So I thought when they came here, I thought I was going to be kicked off and maybe arrested for trespassing or identity theft or something, because the big cemetery around near me, just around the corner, it's not a bad cemetery, but, I don't know how many headstones are in there, probably about 1,000 or so. And I was taking photos in there, and one of the guys who worked there came up to me. He's one of the guys, who looks after the actual groundsman. He came up to me and goes, oh, you can't do that here. I said, well, I'm just taking photos. Oh, no, you can't take photos here. You're not allowed to. I said, why is that? Identity theft. Take camera up and go. Or take camera up and don't take no more photos. So I thought, okay. So I put my gear away, and I just walked off. And I saw him go a different way, and I walked the other one. I took my fucking camera and carried on. But this one round here is a bit dicey. Now I was going to go and do this, the one next door to it, the Jewish one today, but I looked outside and it's been raining, it's windy, and weather's terrible. So I had to go and send a package out to Rose today. And I thought, well, you know, I'd like to go and do one, but because the weather was really bad out there, I didn't bother. But the Jewish cemetery, fucking crazy that is. I've been around there once, and I took my mobile phone, which had Danny Bigbeard's Echo Vox version 2 on it, and I also had my Ghostbox radio as well, and it is on video on his channel. And I was getting crazy fucking responses from the Jewish cemetery. I was getting, you know, like Germans, bombs, gas, camps, you know, trains, you know, all that kind of stuff on it. They must have been talking about, you know, World War II, you know, the concentration camps, you know, I can't even pronounce it. Concentration camps. And, you know, it was a crazy, like, you know, little mini investigation. I was only there about half an hour. So I was trying out some other new equipment I bought at the time. And I came home and I uploaded the the video and everything, yeah. Then I thought I'd try, you know, Saint wanted me to do a new one, you know, try to do one here, see if anyone followed me home or something, yeah. And since I started doing a session here, it went crazy again. I was getting nothing but like the Jews, you know, like concentration camps, you know, death chambers, gas, Germans, Nazis, you know, it's crazy. I'm like, you know, I love to go in there, and I will go back there again. You know, it's only around the corner. So I would have went there again today, but it's bad weather. So I'd like to see what I get there, because when I was there, I've got some interesting photos as well. And, you know, it doesn't mean, you know, you're not going to get anything during the daytime. You will get stuff at daytime as well as nighttime, because a lot of my stuff I've caught on photo has been daytimes in cemeteries. And I've caught like a little boy in that cemetery, little Jewish boy. Looks like a Jewish guy with his like Jewish hat. And it looks like he's actually walking through the fence. Jewish ladies, there's like a mist kind of thing down on one of the headstones. I think I caught an animal apparition there as well. Because there weren't no animals. I know there weren't no animals because I would have heard them. But I caught like, you know, good half dozen plus spirit people in the Jewish cemetery. And when Simon James came round, you know, we done that during the night time, but we had to be quiet because, like, you know, where the cemetery is, you've got a house right on the side, which is the caretaker, and that side gate is usually always unlocked, you know, kind of thing. But when we went in there one night, we had to be very quiet because he's got a dog and he started barking, and like we kind of like went in the gate and hid for a few minutes, just in case, like, you know, the guy came out, but he didn't come out, so we was lucky and we was able to do a cemetery over there visit. So that Jewish cemetery, you know, there's about 3 or 4 videos on it which you might want to watch because it's very interesting. We tried doing some experiments there as well, me and Simon James. We nearly didn't get to do it, but we did eventually. I don't know why my throat's really dry today. What else is there? There's a cemetery not far from me near, what's it called? If I got on a 152 bus right now, go past the railway station, up towards Mitcham, jumped off there. There's a big kind of park. It's not like a proper park, it's just like a big green. Walk down that side road, heading down towards Tooting train station. There's a cemetery on the side, near to Kenny, the one where we done that residential investigation, me, Aaron, and Simon James. I've been there, but not really picked up much on that one. Don't know why. You know, didn't get many photos, didn't get many EVPs, hardly anything. Maybe because I only done a quick session there. But I will go there because it's quite local, so I might do that sometime. Croydon Cemetery. Holy crap, man. Things I got off that. There's another application I used from Danny Bigbeard. It's like a real-time audio recording application. And I started going there when I was in my first temporary accommodation at Croydon Court Hotel in Croydon. What I'd do is walk up to the corner and walk down this main road for about 5 to 7 minutes. And there's a big cemetery there. And I mean, it's bloody big. And the things I've caught in that is crazy, you know, EVPs. You know, I caught, I think, maybe 1 or 2 apparition type photos in there. It's just a nice cemetery, you know, kind of thing. And there's one time I actually went to the main office and I just wanted to ask, you know, if it's okay for me to do what I'm doing in there. And the guy who I spoke to was very happy. He goes, yeah, just be careful, you know. And I actually asked him if I could volunteer. I'd do some voluntary work. But he declined because he said no, because you've got to like go through this like training and you've got to like be insured and all this kind of stuff. And it just costs too much money. And so I said, okay. But he gave me permission to do it, you know. And I asked him if he's heard or seen anything. He goes, oh, well, I've seen a few things. But I won't tell you because it might, you know, scare the pants off you and you don't want to come back. I said, well, what's what I'm waiting for? And he goes, no, that's my kind of like little stories that I only tell my grandkids, you know, kind of thing, and my family. He goes, yeah, but, you know, go ahead and do whatever you want. Just don't, you know, leave a mess behind you. Don't take anything off headstones because, you know, spirits will get pissed with you. I said, no, I tend to leave stuff. You know, I live like these little mini crosses. And he goes, oh, that's nice. You know, he goes, well, at least the spirits like you for that anyway. So I've done that. Cool. I think I've done that cemetery about a dozen times. And what I didn't know until last year, I'd just done the Mitcham Common, doing a walkthrough, investigation, daytime investigation. And I thought, I'll just walk across the road and follow where that pathway goes, because it goes across another common. I followed all the way over, up on a slight kind of bank, down the bank, and I was just about going to turn around. I thought, well, I can either go that way or I can go further and see where that bit leads. But I've turned right and I followed it round and it came to this footpath. So I thought, I wonder where this footpath leads to. So I followed this footpath up, and as I was going up, I saw this fencing, right? And this fencing all the way up. But this particular part of the fencing had all the way. And I thought I saw like a headstone in there. So I thought, is that a cemetery? So I've gone in there, and it's a cemetery. And at the time, someone was being buried. So I said that, you know, I started filming. I stopped the film and I said, look, someone's being buried. I'm going to stop, you know, for now. And I'm just going to have a walk around. I didn't realise it's the bloody same cemetery in Croydon. It is massive, man. Really massive. It's probably got about 5,000 headstones there. It's that big. And like, you know, and someone's been buried there at the same time as well. And I thought, okay, interesting. So now I know another way of going now, which will probably take me, well, even if I went a long way around, it'd take me 1 bus ride. And then I've got like a 5-minute, 10-minute walk. If I go the other way, which I went the new way around, it's still like a bus ride and then like another 10-minute walk. So either way, I'm going to get there. One way will lead me into the main gate, coming down where the War Memorial is, or I can go around the back way where, you know, you can just go through a hole in the fence. And I took Simon James there as well one day. And during the night time, where it's so big, you know, you've got like halfway into the cemetery, big iron gate, and they've locked it off. And it's like one iron fence going across. Then you've got like the footpath. Then you've got like another iron gate. And they lock both those iron gates up at night time. So we couldn't go through and do the whole session, the whole cemetery. I remember that particular night when we went through there, Simon James, he got fucking spooked. We thought we saw something in this bush here, so we kind of like went and investigated, and whatever it was, fucking jumped out at Simon and he fucking shit himself. I tell you, it was fucking hysterical. I tell you, something that I'd never forget, and that's on video as well. Just check on Simon James, you know, cemetery. It's on here somewhere. But yeah, it's been like, you know, some really good, interesting cemeteries. I've done Southwark Norwood Cemetery. That's why I broke my fucking leg. Yeah, I broke my leg in a cemetery, would you believe? Because some of the cemetery is like really overgrown, and some of the really nice old headstones is like buried with like growth and like weeds and overgrown trees and stuff like that. And I was trying to get into a certain part where I could actually do some photos and some video. And as I was going up there, I kind of like must have put my foot down a rabbit hole or a hole in a headstone or something, and I twisted my leg, and I thought I just twisted my leg and that was it. But no, I went home, hopping along, and got a doctor's appointment, got an x-ray put on my leg. They took an x-ray on my knee instead of my fucking leg, and still walking around, you know, on a really bad, painful leg for 2 months. And then I ended up going back to get another x-ray, realising I broke my bloody leg, and I've been walking around on a broken leg for 2 months. So, but that didn't stop me from doing cemeteries, because the other time, like, with a broken leg, we went down to Kent, where my family lives, and my uncle Reggie and my cousin Kevin, father and son, is buried over at Dartford Cemetery, and we've been there a couple of times. And the first time we went there was when I had my broken leg, and I had 2 pairs of socks on my toe, you know, trying to keep your toes warm, and like things we were seeing in there, you know, like we caught a few EVPs, you know, we caught like these, although it was cold and you can see the mist coming out your mouth, but we saw this thing shoot past the camera, and it's like a misty figure, but a lot more misty than like the normal breath would have been, you know. And it's kind of crazy that we did catch a few things in there. Caught some EVPs in there as well. We've done it, I think 3 times, that one. Probably go back there again. So we're trying to find my nan's headstone in here. And I've been told roughly where it is by spirits, but I think I'd have to like go there during the daytime and look up in the actual archives of where people were buried. I know where my uncle and cousin is. My uncle and my cousin is buried, but my nan is buried there somewhere, but I don't know where. So I'll have to go into the main office during the daytime, I suppose, try and find out where she's buried, so I can go and, you know, give her some loving respect and leave a couple of bits and pieces. Aaron, the first cemetery he done, I think, was the one at Wilmington. And we saw some like amazing kind of like orb activity. We got some good EVPs, flashing the lights, you know. And that's when we were using just basic equipment. We didn't have that much equipment at that time. Not like what I've got now, shitloads of bits and pieces. And every time we do a cemetery, we always like do a closing prayer, you know, and tell spirits they need to stay behind. But the night when done at cemetery with me, he got home and he felt really, really sick. And he couldn't understand why, because he'd been perfectly well all day. So he goes, I think I might have an attachment. So I said, well, we've got an attachment, this is what you need to do. And I told him what he needed to do. And he said, right, get some water and bless it, you know, by saying the Lord's Prayer. Say the Lord's Prayer a couple of times, rebuke the spirit, tell it it's got to leave, to go back from where it comes from. Put some salt down on his, like, you know, doorway, and a couple of things. And he'd done it. And next morning, he emailed me and said that, you know, it worked. Whatever happened, it's worked. And he doesn't like feel like there's an attachment, I think, there anymore, and he was feeling a lot better. So, you know, when you're doing cemeteries, if you don't, like, you know, finish off with a closing prayer and demand that spirits stay where they are, you sometimes will get an attachment, or they'll follow you home. And I've had a few spirits that follow me home, but they've not actually attached to me or anything. Yeah, they just follow me home and let themselves known in some way, and then they've gone back. But I've probably done like, we've done Wilmington 3 times, I think. Croydon Cemetery I've done well over a dozen times. Well over a dozen, because that's the closest one to me when I was in temporary accommodation. I was probably going down here 3 times a week. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I found out there's another cemetery not far from where I was actually living at the time. I can't remember what it's called. But I bought myself one of these little helicopters with like built-in cameras, and I took that over there. No, that's on video. And because I'm really rusty on motor control, you know, vehicles and stuff like that, my helicopter went up. You know, I've got a fair little bit of like camera footage on it. I don't know if I uploaded or not, but my helicopter fell and crashed, and it broke the back propeller bit, so I couldn't use it anymore. But that same day, you know, I was still using like camcorder, and out of nowhere, this fucking dog came up and barks right behind me. It scared the shit out of me, because I looked around 1 minute, nothing there, you know, so I felt like something was like, you know, a bit weird. And I was doing something, and some fucking dog starts barking, scares the shit out of me. What, I've been officially attacked by this dog. And this guy, you know, didn't say sorry, no. I just said, "Oh, mate, your dog scared the shit out of me." And he just called the dog and walked on. Oh, okay, thank you very much. And know on the Damien movies, you know, those big black dogs, looked like one of those, you know, kind of thing. Fucking evil looking bastard dog it was. What else was there? So there's Wilmington, Dartford I've done 3 times, Wilmington I've done 3 times. The one at Croydon I've done 3 times. There is one further, Birmingham I think it is, Birmingham Cemetery. Done that a couple of times. Even me and Aaron went there during a nighttime investigation, so I knew where there was a hole in the fencing, so we could get through. And we done like about until like, you know, we started feeling really kind of like uneasy. And you know, I said to him, "Did you just see that?" He goes, "What, that shadow moving?" I said, "Yeah." You can see like this shadow darting around, you know, these bushes, and started creeping us out. So we decided to leave. Well, you know, I will go back there. I've even done it when I've been broken foot as well. So I've done that one about a dozen times. One ran a corner to me 3 or 4 times. This Jewish one I've done about 4 or 5 times. The one in Mitcham I've done like once. The one where it's on the borderline, I've done that. There's that one where the building is. I've done that about 3 or 4 times. Norwood, I've done 3 times, I think it is. Highgate, I've done once. There's another cemetery which I've done. It's on video, and I've taken photos. And there's like what I don't understand, right? That around here in the UK, you got these like little churches inside these cemeteries, and they never really get used that often. Why, I don't know. Maybe because like, you know, it costs too much money to keep them serviced and like, you know, usable. But there was one which had this like little church in it, yeah, and it was all boarded up. You know, it's got wooden boards in the windows. I'm taking photos, and not just there, but you know, like the church is there, I'm taking photos of the church windows and the doorway that way. Then I've turned round and I'm taking just random photos in front of me as well. Did get a couple of EVPs, but not many. But on the photos was kind of unusual because you could actually see some lady in the church window, but the window's not there because it's been boarded up, which was kind of like, how can it be a woman right in that window when the window's boarded up? Then I carried on looking, and then where I was actually facing and taking random photos of me in front, I've caught an image, and there is supposed to be a saying that there used to be a story of a headless woman walking around that cemetery. Yeah, I think I actually caught it because on one of the photos you can see like an apparition of a lady wearing a long kind of like Victorian dress, but she's got no fucking head. I thought, I wonder what I caught the headless woman. And I've got it all on photos, just I can't remember where all the photos are. Now, there's so many photos. I know I upload quite a lot to Facebook. There's many I've not uploaded. And over the time, I've had 2 hard drive crashes, which was full of my, cemeteries any investigation, EVPs, photos. I lost probably about well over 500 gigs worth of like stuff, which is a fucking shame because I like to gone through that bit by bit, and there might have been stuff on there that I never uploaded. Like there's some stuff I've been uploading, like the lost files, that stuff that I've don't recall if I've ever uploaded, and I've started to upload some of them. There's even going to be like uploads of like some of the flat stuff from DVR, which I've never uploaded because it's just been too long. So the flat stuff will go on my old channel, my haunted flat or my haunted home. Cemeteries will be on this one. But it's surprising what you can get during the daytime in a cemetery. Who says you got to be at night time to catch your good stuff? Well, hang on a minute. Oh, who says you need to be out at night time to catch something in a cemetery? No. Go during the daytime, and I guarantee you'll get something either on EVP, you'll get something on a photo. At Jewish cemetery around there, it is active, man. EVP wise, photo wise, I must have caught, sometimes I only take about half a dozen to a dozen photos, depending on how big the cemetery is. And practically on every one of those photos right now, I've caught something on there. So I think that Jewish ones can be very active during the daytime as well as night time. Because I was using one of the new devices there now, and it's going crazy. It's going crazy, man. I'm thinking, whoa, okay, so why is it going this crazy? And it picks up, I think it's one of the new EMF detectors I was using. But yeah, it's crazy, man. That's a Jewish one. Oh, I was hoping to do it today, but when I looked out the window, the weather's shit. The wind you can hear blowing and howling. So if I was trying to do a video, all you would have probably heard was the wind blowing over my voice. So it wasn't really worth doing it. But yeah, you get a lot of stuff during the daytime as well as nighttime. I find that, with all the stuff I have done in cemeteries, I've got more up during the day than I have at night. And I do find that, I've actually asked this question to spirits before. I've got a headache now. Anyway, got one of those tense fucking headaches. I hate those headaches. I just finished my drink. I asked the spirits, I said, what did I ask them? I can't fucking slip my mind now. Wait a minute. Right. I asked Spirits before, right, about visiting cemeteries. Do they mind people like us going and doing cemeteries? Like, you know, going in there and trying to communicate with them, trying to get pictures of a, you know, of any kind of like spirit person who may be walking around. And I said no, because, you know, once they die and they've been buried, their family may go there on the odd occasion, but that's it. There's hundreds of people there that's been buried who've had no one to talk to apart from other spirit people, and they're happy for someone to come along and try to communicate with them. Not all, but, you know, a good majority, I say like 90% of spirits would prefer someone to be there and either try to communicate with them, and if they were able to communicate with them, they would probably try and do something to give you that little bit of evidence to show that they, you know, they are willing to communicate with you. And no, some spirits don't like it. They just want to be left alone. You know, if their family haven't been there and they ain't been spoken to for God knows how long, they get used to it and they think, well, fuck it, you know, no one's come to talk to me, so what's the point? And when someone does go to talk to them, you know, you'll either get a percentage where they are happy for you to go and talk to them and try to record their voices and whatever, but then you might get the odd ones where they just want to be left alone, you know, grumpy bastards, you know, fuck off, leave me alone, you know, go away, or attack you or something, you know, kind of thing. Lucky I've not had anything like that. I've had, like, you know, EVPs where it's saying, go away, get out, you know, and I've even had like EVPs saying, danger, be aware, and I'm thinking, holy shit, so am I going to be attacked by some unforeseen creature or, you know, a ghost or something? They're going to like grab me and pull me at the back of the scruff of the neck and drag me out to the gates or something, you know. But I've only had that, like, I say, out of all the cemeteries I've done, if I said like, no, 50 visitations, I've only ever had 2 visitations where I've had EVP saying, get out, go away, leave now, danger. There is another cemetery, actually, I've just remembered. It's another one in the Big 7. And I signed up to one of those meet-up things, yeah? And I was going to have a meet-up and do like a tour around the cemetery. And then after, they're going to go to a pub. So I thought, yeah, I'll go there. I've only been to one of these meetups before, yeah. And it's one of these big fucking cemeteries. Even the guy, Mark, I think it is, who is on that TV show, Haunted Homes, where you got that woman Myra. Mark is a like tech guy, paranormal investigator. And I was watching one of the videos yesterday, and I thought, hang on a minute, that's the cemetery I've been to, because it's like this fucking quite big long walkway, all arched, you know, long walkway, and a lot of people go there to do like sketching. Well, on the meetup, I got there like about a half hour, 45 minutes early, so I'm just like walking around, taking random photos. Didn't think I'd got anything, and then, like, you know, the group met up and we started walking around, and I started taking more photos. And when I got home and reviewed them, I actually caught an apparition which looked kind of a monk kind of like person walking around, and there weren't no one in front of me. All the group members were well in front, and I'm just doing like random photos. So when I get a camera, let's just say that's a camera, yeah. You know, I could be like, you know, oh, that's nice, you've got a headstone, and I might take a picture of that. And I'll bring the camera and I'll just do random snaps on the old camera, just like that. And then, like, you know, there's one crazy. I don't know if I can, let me see. I don't know if I can find it actually. I'll see if I can find it on my Facebook. It's kind of like cool. You know, it's not great, but it's cool. Let's go into my photos. Photos, probably album. I'll do a quick screen share and show you some of the photos if I can find them. Albums. Why is Facebook screwing around? Photos. I think my computer's running a bit slow when I do live streams as well. Just give it a few seconds. Why is it not working? Photos. Albums. Not doing it, you motherfucker. Not letting it mean to my photos. Maybe there's a problem with Facebook at the moment. Yeah, it's got to be because I ain't getting nothing coming up. Let's try Cemetery. Pending items. No, it's not let me do it. Let's try my Google G+. See if there's anything on that one. Profile. Don't think you can able to search on here though, can you? No, you can't. Why has Facebook been a pain in the ass today? Not let me doing it, guys. Can't even get into my other page. Oh well, never mind. I'll probably do another stream later and show you some of the photos later on tonight. I can't do it now because it ain't working. Like, you know, Cemetery is a pretty cool place to do. I will do more and upload them here because, like, you just don't know exactly what you're going to pick up during the daytime. You know, it's not always going to be at night. I think, like, to be honest with you, you know, you get more activity in the home or some kind of like structure building. I don't read sidetrack, by the way, guys, so I don't get time to watch them. I thought I saw Magnet Mark. No, I think I saw your last one, where you found a gun, I think. Yeah, that's you. I saw someone, I can't remember who it was. Someone found a gun, magnet fishing. As saying, like, cemeteries are pretty cool to do because, like, you never know what you are going to find during an investigation. You don't even have to be doing an investigation. You just be walking around taking random photos. You don't have to talk to the spirits whatsoever. Just walk around taking random pictures. I'm guarantee you're going to get something in one of those photos. I'll never practically fail of like getting something on a photo or getting something. Is it going to work now? Oh, there's another one I've done over at Herne Hill. I came across that by mistake, and that's a pretty good big cemetery. But I didn't really get much on that one. I've got a few EVPs, but nothing really on photo. I did do a little video on there as well, but I think I might have had 1 or 2 EVPs coming through audio, but that's it. Nothing really caught on camera or video. I can't guarantee that every cemetery you go to, you're going to get something. I think it's all down to the spirits who they want to communicate with you, or they're willing to communicate with you. They might not even want you to be there, and they're just going to ignore you. But I'll say a good 90% of the cemeteries I've been to, I've always got something there. And that's why I like going back to the same one sometimes, because you never know if you're going to get more interaction with the spirits by more photos or more EVPs or more response on the ghost box or, EMF hits on your K2 meter or whatever EMF device you're running at the time. It's like that one with the big bluey green building, where I caught those apparitions in the middle, and there's no middle flooring. First time I went there, crap loads of light apparitions there. Second time, only a few, several. Third time I went there, nothing at all. So, maybe sometimes they're happy for you to be there the first time. Second time, well, maybe we give them a little bit more, he might leave us alone. And then when you go to the third time, no, he's had enough, no more, fuck off. But, Croydon one, crazy amount of stuff I've got there. The application I used for EVP, which I think I still got, but it's not on this phone. No, I got it on my tablet, but my tablet's gone flat. But I've got an application on there, which is like an EVP recorder. It's a little bit hard to play it back because you've got to go into the files and play it back for the file things. But you can use your headphones to listen, clearly, unless you're using an external. Well, I don't think you can use an external microphone on mobile phones now, but on my Nokia, I tried using external and it won't work. No, Facebook ain't working. Because I'm doing a live stream. I'll have to go on there later and download some photos and do an update on this later, probably, if I feel like it. I really want to start trying to do some more it'd probably be on this one, on this channel. You know, although it's in the flat, I'm not going to class it as flat activity. I want to try to get some more objects. You know, if anyone's got an object they want to send me, which they feel like may have an active spirit attached to them, even if it hasn't, but you feel like there's something weird with it. If anyone's got some kind of a unusual object they want to send me, then do so. You know, I'll give you my email and you can send it to me. I've had a few sent to me from Christopher Mole and another person, James Walker. He sent me some stuff, and you know, they say that they can't prove that there's anything active attached to them, but you know, when I've got them, I've had something come off them, like an EVP or a couple of K2 hits or something like that. And that's what I want to do, start getting some more objects and try to do like some kind of like session with objects, like the clock that I think Christopher sent me. I think it's like Christopher or James, one of them two. They sent me a clock, and they said, like, you know, since they had it, it's been causing some kind of like activity, and they didn't want it there. And the day they sent it to me, the activity stopped. Right? Seriously, it's true. And when I got it, the clock wasn't working. Weren't working at all. And I've got it in my living room, actually. Actually, I'll go and get it and show you the clock. Get fed up, you cat, get shit on the floor. I might actually do another experiment on this tonight, actually. Now, this clock was actually sent to me, I think, by James Walker. It's an old clock, right? If I can open the back. That's the mechanism inside, right? Now, this wasn't working. He even had the key for it, yeah? Now, what I think it is, that this spring is come unloose. It's actually ticking there because I've moved it. If I put that down, it stops. I think what it is, the spring has come apart from somewhere. Yeah. And I'll guarantee you, right, this is really gospel truth. Oh, it's hot stuff. God, it feels hot now. Weird. I would like to get this fixed, but I don't know how much it cost me to get it fixed. But what I did, right, it's got like a little stand there called Beckenham, and that's where one of the clockmakers were. Now, when I got this clock, it wasn't working at all. It didn't work at all. Even when I tried winding it up, it didn't work. So I had it in here one day, and I was doing a little session, and I was doing some research on it. And it's a quartz watch, I think it is. And it's got like a name down the bottom. So let's see what time I'm making my glasses. Made in Great Britain. Smiths. It's a Smiths, yeah. It's made by Smiths. Why does that come over again? And what I did, right, as soon as I got it out of the box, I thought that's an interesting clock. And for some reason, I just wanted to try to do a quick stream with it and do some research. And I swear on my life, yeah, as soon as I started doing some research, that clock started ticking. As soon as I started researching, that clock started ticking. And that clock ticked for 7 days, 7 nights, then stopped. Now, I actually done a Ouija board and I found the name of a person that was attached to it. Can't remember. I think his name is Charlie or Charles, something like that. I can't remember. And I asked, was it him who made the clock tick? And he said, yes, he was happy for me for getting the clock, and that he was very chuffed of me doing the research on the clock. Now, Smiths actually gave a contract over to a particular clockmaker in Beckenham, and they was actually, like, you know, part of the manufacturer of this clock. And although it's still, like, you know, those manufacturing, it still like had the Smiths brand name on it, like this one did. And okay, you know, I found exactly when it was made, and, you know, the date, the year, etc., etc. And he said that's the reason why he made the clock work, because he was very happy for me doing the research on the clock. And it worked 7 days, 7 nights, and it stopped. It hasn't worked since. I asked him why it's not working. He did say it's the spring. The spring's gone on it. And I said, would it cost me too much money? And he goes, yeah, it costs you quite a bit of money to get it fixed. And the guy who was attached to that was an actual clock repair. He repaired many clocks, but that's one of his favourite ones. And it got handed down to the family. And the person who sent me this was getting a lot of activity, you know, like noises, sounds, shadows and stuff like that. And as soon as he posted it out, all the activity stopped. Everything. And when I got it, the clock started working. I did hear a few weird noises. I thought I even heard like the clock chime, but it can't chime. It's not a chiming clock. Saw a few shadows, but not major shadow, because, you know, how many spirits there are, I don't know, and I see many shadows anyway. But yeah, you know, things that people sent me, you know, have had some kind of like attachment to it. Doesn't mean it's like, you know, a ghost attachment. It's probably like just that little bit of residual energy that's been attached to it. It's a nice clock, you know. If I could get it working, I'd get it working. If I had the money to send it off somewhere, I would do, but that's going to cost probably about £50–60 probably to get it working. So let's take this back. And also, it was, I think it might be Christopher, again, I'm not sure, but they actually sent me this bit of trench art. This is the natural tail end of an old mortar, World War II mortar. And what they've done is that they've actually put a lighter inside there. It won't work because there's no petrol. But yeah, nice bit of trench art they sent me. The reason why they sent me this because they was actually, at the time I was doing military, they thought that'd be interesting to send to me. So any kind of old, like, you know, artifacts, you know, stuff that may even be inside your loft, which you don't use, you know, I'll be interesting because you never know this is something attached to it. It might be something from the one your family down the long chain or something, you know, that may have played around with something. You know, I want to get some old toys as well, like the old metal toys, like trains and cars, the old metal tin toys, you know, that'd be interesting. I'd like to get an old pocket watch. An old pocket watch would be cool. Working one, if not, you know, non-working, don't really matter. Because that Maya, or whatever her name is, she does like a special thing, and I want to see if I can train myself into that. I want to see, you know, what this actually holds. Like, I feel that whatever made this was like a positive spirit, wasn't like malicious. It's something that he built in his spare time. It's come from a home. Again, like, you know, he had like feels like arthritis in his left hand. And he, you know, he made stuff, a lot of stuff out of trench art, you know, out of World War II things, by the feeling of things. So yeah, you know, I like to see if I can actually feel where it comes from, you know, the age of it. So it's actually got like a marking on there. So when I did do a search on that marking, and I found similar. I found these like similar to these on Google, and these are actually mortar tails from the old mortar bombs. So, you know, stuff like that, you know, old trench art, you know, photos. That's another thing I want to start looking at, old photos. You'll be surprised, and you know, some of them old photos, especially the old black and white ones, maybe when they start coming into colour, I bet there's a lot of like stuff in those. You know, I have seen the odd couple of photos where, you know, you can see like, you know, looks like a possible spirit person in the background or in a mirror or a window or something. I like to do get photos of mirrors. Not saying that every mirror will cast a reflection, but as you know, like the mirror stuff that I've done here in the living room, I've got a shitload of like, you know, spirit people coming from that mirror in the living room. Military, children, Victorian people, ladies, men, God knows. I will continue start, you know, I will start doing that a bit more. I just want to get my DVR, a new DVR system. Once I get that, then you'll see exactly what I'm doing. Because some people will say, well, it could be photo editing, you know. Then I can like put a picture inside another picture. Well, no, because when I done it, every time I done any photos, you'd see me doing it in the living room at the time. Then you'll see me coming in here, and I'll be like reviewing them live on channel. If I saw anything, I'd show you. If you agree to see what I saw, then that's great. If you think it's something different to what I see, then that's fair enough. So everyone can like make things look, or make it seem like they've seen something completely different to what I am. But I want to get back out and do some more cemetery work. So, you know, it's getting a bit cold now, isn't it? So got to wait for the right conditions. If it weren't wet, cold and windy today, I'd have done the Jewish one again today, but I didn't. I walked past there and I kind of had a quick peep in, but I didn't stop. I just carried on walking. But there's a lot of stuff I want to be doing, you know, on both channels. Trench art, you know, clocks, watches, jewellery, whatever. That'll be on this channel. Cemeteries will be on this channel. Residential investigations will be on this channel. But the flat stuff, you know, when I'm doing like a DVR ghost box with the DVR cameras or Wi-Fi cameras working, that'll be on my other channel, the haunted flat one, or my haunted home one. You know, I'm not getting many views at the moment because it's new anyway, but in time I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot more views on there. But it's not really down to views. I had one snidey comment on there just recently from someone, Paranormal UK, saying, well, how can you tell that person that died in the Chicago fire, why would that person want to come and talk to you? You make me laugh. Well, maybe because they heard about me in the spirit world and they feel like they're the one who they want to talk to, you know. Maybe I'm trustworthy and I listen to people's stories. No, it's only what Abby hears. You know, she's in the spirit world, and you know, the spirit world's a big place, and someone might walk up to her one day in the spirit world, say, "Hey, I've got a story for Steve. Okay, come down." They could live in fucking America, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, anywhere. So why they come to me, I've got no fucking idea. So, well, no, I've heard about me, I suppose. It's like, you know, word of mouth. Someone goes up to someone, say, "Oh, where'd you get that jacket from?" "Oh, I got it from so-and-so." "Oh, right, okay. Can you ask him where they got it from?" "Yeah, okay." You find out that you got it in a shop in, like, London, like Trafalgar Square somewhere, and that person is so intrigued in that coat, they'd go and buy one, wouldn't they? I suppose that's with spirits. If they hear someone that they want to communicate with, they go and fucking find them and communicate with us. I don't know. I'm not asking them to come and talk to me. They come and talk to me because they want to come and talk to me. Just stop being an arse. Well, I'm going to go. Go and make myself another drink. Now a little nap. I might do a stream tonight. I don't know yet. I know I did say I was going to not stream anymore, but you know, I've calmed down. I have calmed down. The stress level's going down. You know, the only reason why I said I was going because I was really pissed off with the drama shit, and yeah, it was affecting my health again, and it was making me run down and stressed out. But because I kept off for a couple of days, that stress lowered. Although I still feel tired and run down, I'm not as bad. It's like, you know, when you get kind of angry, you say things that you don't really mean sometimes, you know. It's like you have an argument and you threaten someone saying, "I'm going to punch your fucking head in." But you say because you're angry, but you don't punch that person in the head in, you just like leave it and walk away. That's like, you know, what I did on stream. I've had enough. I'm going. I'm closing my channel down. I was going to do it, but you know, I was getting a lot of comments saying, "Don't go, Steve. Please don't go. You know, we miss you. We love you. You know, all that kind of stuff," which I appreciate. And Ian Abbey just said, like, you know, just don't do as much on this channel for a while. You know, just do what you want to do and do your paranormal flat on another channel. You won't get as many views that way, but good for a start off, because in that way they may not know where you are and you won't get as many arseholes causing drama for you. So I'll tell you one thing, yeah, Abby was right with Will Astley. He ain't been able to talk for a little while because he's been like ill, and he said like in one of his text messages on a hangout that when he last had a throat infection or whatever, and he couldn't talk, lasted 6 months, I think he said. Well, Abby told me, she goes on one of the streams the other night, "I'll tell Will we'd be better within the week, 2 weeks max, but better within the week. Taking his antibiotics, his medication." I actually spoke to Will on the stream last night on a private hangout, and he was talking. And I said, Abby said you're going to get better soon. And he goes, yeah, it's surprising. As long as I don't shout and like get angry, then my voice will be okay. So he was actually talking yesterday. And he had been talking for a whole week nearly, So it shows that, what Abby tells me is practically dead on anyway. But she's saying, like, if you want to stream tonight, don't stream too long. I'll have to think if I'm going to stream tonight or not. And if I do, what I'm going to stream on, what am I going to do? What's the topic going to be? Am I going to try and find those photos and do an update on this, on the cemetery stuff, or when I try and do like a ghost box session? If I do, that's going to be on the other channel, not this one. I know. See how I feel later. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. I know it ain't a brilliant session, cemetery work here. I'll guarantee you'll get something during the daytime, whether a photo or an EVP, you'll get something. And what I normally do is always carry around with me protection, blessed salt, holy water. I'll do a quick prayer before I start. Do a sign of the cross on my forehead, and at the back of my neck when I start. And if I don't do that at the beginning, I always do it at the end. I do a prayer before I start, a prayer before I end. I command all spirits to stay where they are and not to follow me home. Although that doesn't work all the time, but I also sprinkle a little bit of salt across the pathway, the gate, to stop the spirits coming through. But hey, that's only like one entrance. I don't go around all the entrances, and they could always like disappear and come out of another entrance and follow me home. But yeah, blessed water, holy salt. Sometimes I might take a Bible with me. I always wear like a cross and chain, and I make sure that I've got prayers or no prayers that I can read when I finish. So yeah, I've got a few other things I'm going to concentrate probably, but it'll be on the other channel maybe. But although I say that, the flat stuff's going to be more on the other channel, there will be the odd occasion where I'll do it on here as well. And when I've done it on here, I'll download it and put it on the other channel, vice versa. But that's it. I'm going to go because I'm busting, going to loot, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.